English 102 online students. I'm back again with an explanation or kind of a tour through the Module 1 folder, the assignments for this week. So if we head into My Classroom, before we go back to the modules area, I will go ahead and click on discussions to show you a couple of items there that might be useful to you. So you'll see here the first assignment you're going to be doing this week, which is Welcome to English 102 Online. It's a discussion forum for all the students in the class to introduce themselves, kind of get to know each other, and for me to get to know you too. And you'll also see a nice picture here welcoming you to your first assignment. So you can click right here on this link. And if you're the first person to post, and of course nobody has posted yet since the course is not open yet, but will be soon, you'll click on Create Thread and you can be the first person to put your introduction there, and then others can reply to you. If we go back to the discussion forums area, you'll see there are two other forums that I'd also like you to know about here in the beginning of the semester. The first is the coffee shop, and that's just an area where anybody can come by to ask questions about the course. I'll be looking at this forum. Any student can answer the question too, so you can talk to each other, I can talk to you. It's just a place to post general questions. The forum underneath is for concerns and feedback, but it's anonymous. So if you have any questions or concerns and you don't want your identity to be known to me or to anyone else in the class, feel free to post your question there and I'll be glad to answer it. A student could answer it too, and it'll still be anonymous. Okay, so let's head back to the main classroom area here. We'll go into course modules. And now we're going to move down to Module 1 Getting Started, and we'll start here for our first week's activities. For each of the module folders, you'll also see that there's a brief description of what you're going to be doing in that module. So in this module, you'll be watching a brief course orientation video, which is what you might have watched by now. You'll get to know your classmates in the discussion forum. You'll learn about some course assignments and policies by looking at the syllabus. And there are a few other introductory activities there as well. So we'll go ahead and click in here. The video you're watching right now, you will have accessed right here at the Module 1 tour. So every module, I'll create a video like this that explains all the assignments and how to complete them for each of the folders. The due dates are going to be posted at the top of every module folder as well, so that's another way for you to keep track of due dates. So all the assignments in this module are due by this Sunday. They're all fairly simple, short assignments, so we'll make it through this first module pretty quickly. Other module folders will take a little longer. They may be 2 or 3 weeks. All major homework, or all homework and major essay assignments are to be submitted by 11:59 p.m. on their due date. As I mentioned in the introduction video, only 2 assignments will be due on Mondays at the very end of the semester, but almost everything on Sunday evenings. So this first assignment, the discussion forum, you can click on this link to take you back to that forum area. This is another way of getting there, and that's where you'll go ahead and complete that assignment. And here it gives you some ideas to consider in your introduction. So you can tell us about your major, why you're at Lander, what kind of online learning experience you've had in the past. You might have had online learning experience because you had to with the pandemic this past spring. That's probably the case for all of us. Or maybe you took some online courses before that. So I'd like to know a little bit about your experience and also what you hope to gain from this class, especially in an online format. This may be new for a lot of you. Okay, so moving on to oh, and don't forget to reply to at least 2 of your classmates. We want to make sure you're all getting to know each other. The second assignment you have for this week is the syllabus scavenger hunt. So grab a copy of the syllabus, download it before you go ahead and complete this assignment. Once you've looked through the syllabus and given it a good read through, you'll click here to complete a short survey in a Google form. That will let me know that you understand the course policies, you know what kinds of assignments you're going to be completing. So that's a fairly quick and simple task. The third assignment is going to be an introduction to the editing system that we'll be using throughout the semester to give you feedback on your written assignments. And this is called the 25 plus 2 most common errors. So if you download the first document and just take a quick look through it, basically it's like kind of a key or a legend that I will use to put numbers as feedback within your essays. So for example, if you had a spelling error, I might highlight that, and then as a comment, I'm going to put in the number 2. And so if you see number 2, you know that if you go back and look at the list of 25 plus 2 most common errors, that this is a spelling error. So that gives you some idea of how to correct that on your own. And the other really great thing about this system is it allows me to give you feedback more quickly. And in addition to that, it allows you to see your patterns. So if you see a lot of number 2s in your feedback, or for example, you see a lot of number 5s in your feedback, maybe you use the words thing or you or stuff a lot in your more formal writing, then you might have to go back and kind of weed those out and look for some other word choices. So this is a really helpful system, I think. It allows me to get you feedback more quickly, and it allows you to kind of evaluate where you are and what you need to work on. So you'll come back and look at this many times throughout the semester. The other link that you'll see there is an editing assignment that's going to give you an opportunity to practice using this system. So when we open up this link, this is going to take us to an excerpt from a student's essay. And what you'll see here are 2 paragraphs that come from an actual research paper that a student wrote for English 102. And I've marked it up with some numbers from the 25 most common error list. So you'll look back at this list to determine what this writer's errors are. And then once you've determined that, you'll use that system to make some corrections. You've got a couple of options to do this. You could do it right here in the comment. So on number 7, let's say we'll go back over here and look at our list. A number 7 is a comma error. So if I go back here, said, and in return, comma, lawmakers decided. So I could go ahead and say something like add comma after return. That's one way you could make the correction. I could also do what's called track changes. So if you go under review, click on track changes and enable it, you can go ahead and insert comments and they'll stay there and they'll kind of show up in a different color like red. Or if I wanted to make a correction to this one right here, no child left behind, I need to correct capitalization, so it automatically shows it up for me. And in case you forget how to do this, I've given you a video right here, a quick tutorial on how to do track changes. The other way you could do it is maybe just to do it directly in the text. So if I want to change a student's progress, the apostrophe is misplaced here, I could always delete the comment and I can make the correction. Oh, let me do it without track changes. And maybe you don't want to use track changes, so instead I could put students, and so I know that you made a correction there. You could, let's say, highlight it in yellow, so I know that's one of your corrections. So you can choose any of those 3 methods to highlight the corrections. With this assignment, don't worry about having everything correct. I know people will have some differences of opinion, and some people might correct something in a different way from someone else, and they may both be right. So don't worry about having this perfect. What's important to me is that you make an attempt for every single item that you see there. As long as you try all the corrections, you'll get full credit for this assignment, and that would be 100%. So this is really just to get you familiar with the editing system so you know what all those numbers mean later on when I put them in your own essays. And then finally, the last of the assignments for this week is text annotation. So I'll ask you to choose one or both of the videos that you see there. They both have good tips on how to do annotations, and that's just taking notes while you read. And we're going to be building this into an assignment in Module 2. So you'll watch one or both of the videos that you see there, look at the annotation sample in the link, and then the attached Word document with a summary of annotation techniques. So when you open this up, it's going to be like a slide that's got some kind of general suggestions on annotating a text. So you can always take a look at those. It's sort of a summary of what you'll see in the videos. And then if you look at this link right here, it's just going to show you what an annotation looks like in a text. If you go all the way down to the screen, all the way down to the bottom of the screen, and you open up this one, you can see what a really fully annotated text looks like. Yours doesn't have to be this full of details when you do it next week, but this is a good example that you can follow. Okay, so heading back over to our folder here, once you've looked at all those materials, you'll just write a paragraph of about 5 to 7 sentences explaining which annotation techniques you'd find most helpful in your own reading and why. You can just write a simple paragraph, put it in a Word document. There's no special format required. You don't have to format it in MLA or APA style. Just keep it simple. This is just preparing you for the first assignment that's coming up next week. And all you have to do is click here on the link and just upload your assignment by browsing your computer. So that's everything for this week. It's those 4 assignments. The first 2 are very quick. The second 2 are getting you ready for the assignments coming up next week. So hopefully everything will go smoothly. And if you have any questions, any concerns, any doubts, don't hesitate to let me know about it, and I will be more than happy to answer your questions. So good luck with everything this week. I'm looking forward to getting to know all of you, and have a great week.